Hi guys, thanks for tuning back in, and in this kind of Mauriat themed day, I'm now going to bring you another new P Mauriat saxophone, which is this Grand Dreams Tenor. Now some of you may have seen my alto equivalent video of this model. I think it was about a year or two back that I did that one. But if you haven't, it might just be worth checking it out if you're interested in this tenor version, because there are a lot of similarities really in terms of the design features, the concept of the saxophone, as it were. Clearly it looks very similar. It's the same beautiful cognac finish that you see in front of you right here. But just to sort of summarize again in front of you now, the basic idea of this sax is it's a professional level instrument, but at a slightly more affordable price point than some of those sort of top level flagship P Mauriat saxes. But it really is up there. I mean, it has a professional sound. I'll go into a little bit more detail on that in a minute. But they've also brought about a few ergonomic changes as well. It's a little bit like I was just pointing out in the Master 97 review I've just done on soprano sax. So some of those ergonomic features, let's just go through it now if I sort of take you through it. It's just a little bit sleeker in its design on the palm keys. Again, actually similar to the Master 97 I've found. But particularly on this one compared to the 66 and the 76, I find it very sleek here on the left-hand side, which suits me very nicely. I mean, I don't find a particular problem on the 66 and 76. I think it takes some adjusting to, but for this, it just feels very natural, this nice sort of slenderness going on right here. And what else are we talking about? Yeah, just a little scoop here. This is a new thing for P Mauriat on more recent models. Nice scoop on the right hand C key. It's just a little thing, but it can make the difference when you're playing around down in this area here. Frontline keys feel very nice. A little bit more of a pointed feel, perhaps slightly smaller pearls. That's the way it feels to me. Slightly less chunky. Might be my imagination, but it certainly has that feel to me. And just as you run your fingers up and down the instrument before you even play anything, there's a nice satisfying kind of tonal pop, which gives a good feel, I always think, a good indication before you even blow anything down the instrument. It's always a nice test to do. I think all sax players tend to do that. What else we talk about? Auxiliary F, always important for me to be nicely shaped and just to be able to access it easily, which in this case, it's very good. And a crucial area, the table keys. Quite often you can get stuck when you're gliding between these keys, you know, the C sharp and the B, but it's very well engineered and everything feels like it's sort of equidistant and it's quite easy to just move around these keys. So I really like that. So the big question tonally, how does it differ from, you know, the big standard models, the 66, etc. You know, 66 has such a big booming voice. How can you compete with that? Well, I suppose the answer is it's not really trying to compete with that. It's trying to do something slightly different. So while still retaining that standard P Mauriat depth of tone and, you know, wondrous tonal thing that they have going on, it has this extra kind of pointedness and focus in the sound. It's just a little bit more defined, so rather than having that huge spread, it just brings it in a little bit and has a little bit more of a poppiness. So whilst it's very much still, you know, jazz-based saxophone, it has the flexibility to kind of push out into slightly more poppy, kind of contemporary styles. So yeah, wonderful sax. It's not going to break the bank, so, you know, you guys looking at saxes, you don't want to spend several £1,000s. This is a great contender for being a professional sax without breaking the bank, as I say. So I love it. I'm going to give it a bit of a blast right now. I've got it set up at the moment just for demonstration purposes here on this lovely Alexander mouthpiece, which has a big, fat, warm voice to it. So I pointed out that sort of contemporary nature of tone just back there, but in some ways this balances it out to an extent because it's got such a big sort of fat sound. So you might think, oh, hang on a minute, he doesn't sound that kind of poppy and contemporary. That's because of this baby right here. So just worth pointing that out. So let's give it a blast.